Um, my apologies again for those of you who have been with me all week, and I'm repeating the same Dharma, but I guess I kind of like it. Why? Because I wrote it. But I was last weekend with my Greenwich sisters up in New York State, and I woke one morning, Sunday morning, to it just being this brilliant, magical. I think it was that I could see the dew in the air. That's what I think it was. But it seemed more to me like it was the magic of the elves and the and the magic makers and the sparkling energy that was around me that was just showing itself to me. And I could really see somebody who has never met me before or has met me before being woo woo wacko, crazy lady. But what was in front of me was just this exquisiteness of the natural beauty of what's happening when you lift the veils of your mind, I guess I want to call it. And the opportunity that I had the past weekend was to really see past the mind, for me to look past some of my do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs. I wish I could have been this way or should have been that way. And it really revealed itself to me how much we put so many rules around things, and then we miss the magic of the moment. And so I did write something which I do want to read to you. Maybe I'll read it to you later. But the other thing that came up for me, part of what I wrote about, was speaking from a weed's point of view, or a wild weed's point of view, as if the wild weed was speaking. And that's what I wrote about. And I'll read that to you later at some point. But also the idea that the energy of Mother Nature is not here to fix us. It's just here to hold us and hold that space for us to be exactly who we're meant to be. And as I kept feeling that and feeding that to myself, this came up on my newsfeed and I loved it. And if you love it, let me know and I'll have Andra put this out on one of our newsletters to come up. It says, will you hold my hand for a little while? I don't need you to save me. No need for you to fix anything. No need for you to hold my pain, but will you simply hold my hand? I do not need your words, your thoughts, nor your shoulder to carry me, but will you sit here for a while with me? When my tears start to stream, when my heart shatters, when my mind plays tricks on me, will you, with your presence, let me know that I am not alone? May I wander into my own inner knowing of unknown. For my darkness is mine to face, and my pain is mine to feel, and my wounds are mine to heal. But will you sit with me here while I courageously show up for all of it, my dear? I knew that was going to happen. For I am bright because of my darkness, beautiful because of my brokenness, and strong due to my tender heart. But will you take my hand lovingly? And will you take my hand lovingly when I sometimes journey into the dark? I don't ask for you to take my darkness away. I don't expect for you to brighten my day. And I don't believe that you can mend my pain. But I would surely love if you could sit for a while and hold my hand until I find my way out of my own shadowland. So will you hold my hand until I return again? The person who wrote this is Zoe Johansson. Go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't yet. And I would guess that you probably would feel the same way that I do. It would someone just hold space for you to be you, that you can truly step into who you are. So for just a moment with your eyes closed, hold that space of being held, being seen, being heard. What it feels like not to have to be fixed. Never asking anyone to fix you, but just hold. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Feel the beat of your heart, the magical heart. Inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. Release your hands and open your eyes. And please come into child's pose. Is it too cold in here? No? Okay. Drop into your back body and breathe there. I remember the very first time I ever went into child's pose. I felt like I'd come home. I probably even cried, and I definitely said, this is my favorite pose in the whole world. Yesterday, when I was practicing, toward the end of my practice, I stayed in it for a little while. And it felt extremely healing. And I know there was a time for me when my knees were challenging me and I could not go into child's pose. So for just a moment here, wherever you are, however you are in child's pose, breathe deeply. Maybe if you need a little prop behind your knees, just feel yourself being loved and nourished and taken care of. Maybe notice if your exhale could get just a little bit longer. And then go ahead and bring yourself up slowly onto your hands and knees and begin some cat and cow. Move through your breath, move through your spine. Hey, Sarah. Maybe add some hip circles here if you'd like. I'm a big fan of the number 33, and there's 33 of us in class also with who's here, so thank you for that. If you don't mind checking in every week to make sure I get my 33, I appreciate that. Because in the end, it's all about me. Good. Find your way back into downward facing dog when you're ready. Veronica might argue that it's all about me. I think I just heard you say something back there. Feel free to bend your knees here for a moment, maybe both knees at the same time, maybe swishing your knees from side to side, maybe pedaling your heels. And then come into that place of stillness. And again, feel that sense of being held. And stepping your right foot forward, please. And walk to your left until you come to the center of your mat. Turn to the left, walk to the left. And then parallel your feet, Prasarita Padottanasana. And bow deeply here. Maybe taking a moment to tuck your chin into your chest and round your back and feel your back body. And then looking forward, pulling the front of your spine as long as it'll go. And then deeply bowing. Nice, Susan. Nice, Lisa. Enjoying your breath. And just being in yourself in the presence of such beauty. For everything that we see in nature is us and we, our nature and near one. It's shimmering, glimmering, and also that which is death and decay. It's all the same. It's all us. Walk your hands forward so you take what we would call a nice wide-legged down dog. Walk your hands as far forward. Maybe some of you even want to drop down to your elbows, but keep lifting your seat up as high as it'll go, Lisa. Lift your seat high. Yeah, push. And you might even think to yourself, come up onto tippy toes for a minute so you get that nice lift of your seat. Beautiful, Susan. And then try to keep your hips that high, but lower your heels back down. Prasarita Padottanasana. So you're still at the long side of your mat. That's it, Allison. Great. So I want to twist here a little bit, taking your right hand to your outer left ankle, maybe leaving your left hand where it was. Right hand to outer left ankle. Maybe left hand just stays on the floor, or take your left arm to the sky. That's up to you. But take your inner right thigh and press it more to the right. Inner right thigh more to the right. Yes. And then squeeze your spine. Feel a little squeeze of your spine. And then try the other side. Take your left hand to your outer right ankle. Take your right arm to the sky. But push your inner left thigh more to the left. Nice, Jane. Take that arm a little closer to your ear so you lengthen that space. Beautiful. And then release the hand down. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Step to the front of the mat, standing forward bend. Your feet about 2 fists width apart. Your inner knees wide. Your hands touching something, right? So maybe you're touching your outer shins, you're touching blocks. Navel's pulled in. Good. Step your right leg back behind you. And then walk to the right until you come to the center of your mat. Turn, turn, turn. And deeply bow. And think to yourself about taking the your inner thighs and pulling them back and away from the low belly. So making space at the low belly and the top of your thighs. So that means maybe round for a moment. Pull that roundness into your lower back, and then keep the navel in and reach your chest forward, a deep falling forward. Maybe walk forward and take that nice wide-legged downward facing dog. Maybe some of you can even drop down to your elbows here. As low as you bring yourself down, keep your hips that high. So keep reaching the outer hips up, up, up. Explore the breaths. Explore maybe even the moments that you inhale. And then hold the breath and exhale. And see yourself just hanging in that moment between the breaths. And taking the twist here, take your right hand to your outer left ankle. And again, thinking either the other arm can reach to the sky or reach out in front of you on the floor. Some kind of resistance is nice here. Pushing into the floor is quite lovely. Or reaching up to the sky, nice, Roz. Take that shoulder a little closer to your ear. So get a lot of that side. Yes, yes. And release that down. Really nice. Change sides. Think of how can I stretch through the shoulder? How can I open my shoulders here? Use the outer shin to hug in, but keep the inner thighs wide. Don't collapse the pelvis here. Keep it wide. Nice, Elisa. Nice, Kathy. And then lower back down and walk back to the front of your mat, standing forward bend. And again, hands on blocks or hands on the floor. Inhale slowly, your left leg to the sky, standing split. Onto fingertips maybe here. Scoop that right low belly up as much as you can. And then as if it's no big deal, take your right arm to the sky. Because it's not a big deal, but sometimes at the beginning of practice, we're like, what? I don't even think we've done anything. And I'm doing a standing split and lifting my arm. Good, lower that hand back down, lower that leg down. Inhale when you're ready, the right leg up. Scoop the low belly in. A deep bow, that's it. What would happen if you rounded your back here just for a moment, pulled the navel in, and then pulled your heart as far forward as you could, and then bowed a little deeper? Really nice people in class, gorgeous. Taking that left arm to the sky. Don't even give it a name. Nice, Anastasia. Nice, Ruchi. Lisa, beautiful. Allison, lower the hand, lower the foot to the front of the mat. Place your hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. Let your arms drop alongside the body. And just close your eyes for a moment and be held by the grace that's always around us. Inhale your arms up to the sky, eyes open. Hold on to your left wrist and pull to the right. Press down through your legs. Take the tops of your thighs back, lift your chest a little bit more, soften those ribs. Come all the way back to center and try the other side. There's something magnificent about when you can just find a little bit more length in your body. You're like, oh, that's a bonus. Good, come back to center. Things that make us happy. Clasp your hands behind your back. Did you win the lottery? No, I did win the lottery. I got a little extra length on that right side. Bow forward. Take your shoulders towards your ears. Take your arms up and over. Shoulder stretch. Release your hands down to the floor. Step your left leg back behind you. Bend your right knee, walk your hands inside your right foot. Don't turn, yep. Lower your elbows down. Or keep your arms straight, whatever feels better to you, but make sure that knee is on top of that ankle. Maybe blocks underneath your hands are helpful here. And then see what it feels like to let that right knee fall out to the right so you're on your baby toe side of your right foot. And then scoop your low belly a lot and pull your low belly up and away from your thigh. Nice, Heidi. Nice, Sarah. We do the work, and it's messy work. But we do it together. Just as nature creates blessings together, shimmering, light in the dark. Good. Wherever you are, raise your right arm up to the sky. Take it over your ear. Lift that right side body as high as it'll go. Yes. Absolutely gorgeous. Place the hand down, flatten that right foot onto the floor, and step back downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, please. Both hands inside. And set yourself up for success here. So maybe blocks underneath your hands. Lower down to your elbows if that feels right. Let your knee fall out to the side, and then do the powerful work of scooping the low belly, pulling it away from the thigh, releasing that place that holds you and binds you at the hips. Keeping that middle back slightly rounded is sweet. And then breathing deeply here, guiding yourself back to you. We know very clearly we play a game of hide and seek with ourselves all the time. We lose ourselves and then we find ourselves. And often we're gifted to find ourselves when we are sitting in the middle of nature and the beauty that exists. And when the wild ones start to speak to you, and you know you're a little crazy, but you know that they are saying exactly what you need to hear. Take that left arm to the sky, please. Swing it over your ear. Lift your side body a little bit higher. Nice. Nice. And release down, downward facing dog. That was gorgeous. Inhale the right leg back and up behind you. Now bring your right knee forward and bring it all the way to your right armpit. All the way up to your right armpit. Good. Squeeze it all the way back, down dog split. Now bring it to your left armpit. Cross it. And then bring it all the way back. Beautiful. Lay that leg down to the floor and inhale the left leg up to the sky. Bring that left knee in towards your nose. Did I do that? No. Left leg to the left armpit. Take it back again. Take it to the right armpit. Take it back again and lower down to your knees and press back to child's pose. I'm just laughing because I make it up as I go. You know, those of you who may think I still have some kind of a thing in front of me to follow, I don't. I actually make it up in the second that I'm doing it. And, you know, I've been doing this for so many damn years that sometimes I forget. Have I had you do it differently? Okay, so here's what when I was sitting with myself for quite a while. It was really sweet because my witch sisters, they were working a market, which they were away from the house for a good 6 hours, 7 hours. So I got some alone time, which was extremely sweet. She says, I come to serve. My very essence is to heal what is needed in the moment. I don't live in the past or in the future. I listen deeply to the cries of all nature and her children. I see what in this moment I could help nourish and support. I am not here to fix you, for you are not broken. I'm here to help reawaken all that you are. I am the space between the inhale and the exhale. If I was a weed, that is exactly what I might say. And maybe we're all a bit like a weed, that is to say we are all sacred medicine, yet we have forgotten our power to heal. We're all healers and shamans and medicine women and men. We came to this lifetime with one job, and that's to elevate ourselves through love, to serve mankind, nature, and the planet. Go ahead and come on up to downward facing dog. Stepping your right foot forward. Come into high lunge. Reach your arms up to the sky. And take your most fabulous prayer twist here. Left elbow hooks on the outside of that right knee. And then press your hips back just a little bit. So your spine can get so long here. Even pulling the crown of your head forward and pulling your hips back. Beautiful. Let your hands float to the floor. Step your back foot in just a little bit. Straighten both legs and bow over your front leg. Tack that right hip crease back. And again, the power to scoop your low belly up and away from that thigh is pretty great. Bending your front knee and swinging your back leg to the sky again, standing split. And once again, taking that twisting variation, so right arm up to the sky. Maybe reach back for the ankle this time. And then as you step back, downward facing dog, super beautiful, everybody. Left foot steps forward, high lunge when you're ready. Make those arms go high. Make that seat go low. And then prayer twist to the left. Pull the crown of your head as far forward as it'll go, and then push your seat back, widening through those sit bones. Find your breath here. Get longer with your exhale. Squeeze your spine. Lisa, beautiful. Joy, beautiful. Yep. Hands down to the floor. Step that back foot in just a little bit. Go straight on both legs, and a nice. Deeply bow over that left leg. Pull your toes as long as they'll go. Get your foot to get bigger. Your hands and feet always grow during asana, and then they go back to their original size. We lose our wisdom because we're told we aren't what we thought we were, children of the Sacred Mother. We tend to live in the past or in the future, and we miss out on the magic that is offered in this very moment. May I listen deeply to how the wind blows? What messages are being shared when I hold this moment so dear? I come with a translator, the trees. I come with a compass, the sun and the moon, and I come with the story, the rock people. Go ahead and bend your front knee and swing your back leg to the sky. Squeeze your legs together as if there was a giant block between your legs, so the inner lining of the legs gets stronger. And then swing your left arm to the sky. Keep the space and the length there. And then if you'd like to reach back for that ankle. And as you're ready, release, stepping back, downward facing dog. Coming forward to plank pose, lowering all the way down to your belly. Find the intoxicated cobra as you lift up, swinging your hips side to side, your head side to side. Nice Ruchi. Yep. Nice Roz. And then pressing it back to child's pose. I am the farmer of truth, and I am the keeper and the caretaker of the land. I am the gatherer of peace, and I am the doctor and nurse healing our deepest wounds. I am the weaver of the web of creation and destruction. May I return to this place of knowing who I am. May I be assisted by the taste, smell, and touch of the wild ones. My dear wild weeds, help me to be the dreamer, the protector, and the one that awakens my wild side. To calm me down so I can return to my wildest dreams and visions. I know you are a tonic for my whole being, and you help me digest life. Parvati asks Shiva to share the secrets of the universe. So may I whisper to you the sacred secret. The way to experience the magic is to arrive in the luminous throb between any two breaths. Here lies the place of pure joy that connects you to the rhythms of life, the power to heal, and the gift of now. Be here now. And come on up, downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you, and then sending that right knee forward for pigeon. And if you like to come onto your back, just flip over onto your back. Right ankle on top of left knee. That's great, Debbie. Excellent. Make sure your knee is nice and wide. Squeezing the knees toward each other, scooping the low belly. As you walk forward, bringing your forearms down to the floor or forehead to the mat, or if you're needing to relax the mind, put a block underneath your forehead. One of my favorite books is the Radiant Sutras. It is a conversation, the banter back and forth between Parvati and Shiva, the goddess and the god. And the god being the one that sits in that divine presence, holding space for love, holding space for creation and destruction. And this is how the goddess first speaks to Shiva, beloved and radiant Lord of the space before birth, revealer of essence, slayer of the ignorance that binds us. You who in play have created the universe and permeates all forms in it with never-ending truth. I've been wondering. I just love that. Before I even ask the question, I say all those wonderful things. I'm listening to the hymns of creation enchanted by the verses, yet still I'm curious. What is this delight-filled universe into which we find ourselves born? What is the mysterious awareness shimmering everywhere within it? That is what I think I saw when my eyes were filled with the gift of seeing between the veils. Walk your hands up and take hold of your left ankle with your left hand. I often like to do the twisting version here, but do it just right, reaching left hand back for left ankle, and then dig that knee down and pull it forward so you can really feel it. Doesn't have to move forward, but literally feeling that connection to the floor. If you're on your back, you guys just keep that left shin lifted and keep active. And then draw, if you're doing pigeon in the original version, pull that outer heel, the heel towards your outer hip, and then lift your right arm up to the sky, reach up if you can. If not, keep your hand on the floor. Beautiful. Release down. If you're laying on your back and you do the same thing on the second side, stay right where you are. Otherwise, downward facing dog. And if you'd like to go through a vinyasa, you're welcome to take plank, lower down to your belly, rise up into cobra, press back. Beautiful. Nice, Heidi. Yep, Joy. Lisa. Good. Nice, Kathy. When you're ready, second side pigeon. Nice, Andra. Open up those hips. Nice. Slow, wise. When you're ready, lower yourself onto your forearms. Keep that left knee nice and wide. There you go. Very good. Pigeon pose. Left knee forward if you're doing it the original way, or on your back, left ankle on top of right knee. What is beyond this thinking mind? Shimmering particles. See what this body has to share with you today. What information, what wisdom. We have our retreat coming up soon in September. We do still have some beds open, some space open. It's a gorgeous lakefront property, very close by, only 20 minutes away. We'd love to have you join us. We do these very witchy practices as well as our yoga practices and lots of food. Good, come on up and let's do the thigh stretch. Walk your hands up and reach your right hand back for your right ankle. Draw the knee down. Lift through the chest, squeeze the knees in toward each other. So there's such foundation here to get the thigh stretch. And then if it feels right, take your left arm up to the sky. If you want to leave it right where it is, try not to fall onto that left hip though. Try to keep your hips nice and square here. And release. Beautiful. Excellent. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Step your right foot forward. Bring your left knee down to the mat. Anjaneyasana. And we're going to go for a thigh stretch here. So take your left hand to reach back for your left ankle. And if for some reason you're not doing thigh stretch today, awesome, no problem. Just take it to lunge. Get your arms up to the sky. Pull your shoulders back. If you're taking the thigh stretch, make sure your knee is behind your hip, not right underneath your hip. And then draw your hip back to meet the heel and then lean into it. Yes, nice, Anastasia. Yep, there's a play here that I'd like you to enjoy, and that's taking the top of your thigh and not making it hard as rock. And then if you can, take your right arm up. Good. And release your hands down to the floor. Good. Jump switch or step switch. Beautiful. And we'll take the thigh stretch on this side. Right hand reaches back for right ankle. And again, if you're not doing the thigh stretch, just keep the arms up to the sky. Draw the knee down, pull it forward. Take the outer left armpit back just a little bit more, Kathy. Throat back. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Nice, Lisa. You got it. Good. Send that knee forward. Just one more breath. Nice, Debbie. And release down. Downward facing dog. Take it through vinyasa of your choice or none at all. The world has changed in so many ways. And I marvel at how beautiful we've been gifted with having Zoom and having people allowed back in the room and no music playing like we used to. And so many things have changed. What has not changed is you sit with nature, and that shimmering sparkle is always there, no matter what the world is doing, how the world is arguing, how the world is creating this or that. Come forward onto your belly and stay. Nature hasn't changed a bit. You know, when somebody comes and sees you, like, you look the same as you always did, right? Nature is the exact same way. She doesn't change. Come on up to Sphinx pose. Just because we have different opinions and things are happening in the world, we agree and disagree. Nature still is shimmering. No different. Right forearm crosses in front of you to hold you up. Reach your left hand back for your left ankle. Thigh stretch. Press the knee down as you lift the chest up. Pull the navel in. Pull the navel up away from the floor. Even your throat can move back. Be aware that that heel is not coming toward the middle of your butt. Keep it to the side. Beautiful. Release. And try the other side. Nice shoulder stretch, Lisa. Yeah, so if you can bend that elbow a little bit. So if you can reach back for that heel and then let that elbow bend up toward the ceiling, you'll get a nice shoulder. That's it. You get a nice shoulder stretch as well. Why not? Beautiful. Release. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Turn your cheek to the side. Turn your cheek to the other side. What is this power we call life, appearing as the play of flesh and breath? How may I know this mystery and enter into it more deeply? My attention is enthralled by a myriad of forms, innumerable individual entities everywhere, flashing into existence and fading away again. Lead me into the wholeness beyond all these parts. Do me a favor, my love. Let me rest in your embrace. Refresh me with the elixir of your wisdom. Ravish me with your truth. Reach back for your ankles. So instead of doing bow pose, right, and lifting the knees up, keep the knees down and press your heels down and lift your chest only up. Bend your elbows. Lift your chest. Take that as a shoulder. Yes. Keep the heels down. Bend those elbows. Bend those elbows. Yes. Pull those shoulders back. Good. Lower your forehead down to the mat. Now clasp your hands behind your back. Straighten your legs down onto the floor. Take your shoulders deeply forward towards your ears and then squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back. Now lift up your head, neck, and chest. Now lift up your legs. Gorgeous. Release down and flip over onto your back. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Ravish me with your truth. So sexy. Right ankle on top of left knee. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. Don't hold it, just bring it in. Make sure you're flexing your right foot. Good, bring your arms up to the sky, clasp your hands together, point your finger stretches up. Point your finger stretches up, good. And then lift your head, neck, and chest and reach toward the left as if you're reaching past your right foot, over outside of your foot. Yeah, reach, reach, reach. And maybe even see if you can push your foot into your arm. Maybe there's a little resistance, it might feel good. Good, lower your head back down, change sides, left ankle onto right knee. Bring your right knee off the floor, right foot off the floor. Good. And then again, clasp your hands together and reach toward that right foot. I'm just confusing you, aren't I? Reach up and out toward that foot that's on top of that knee. And then bring yourself back down. Happy baby pose, reach for your insteps. Press your low back into the floor. Good, now let your left foot drop down onto the floor, keeping your right foot where it is. And then cross your right shin in front of your chest. Maybe your right foot could go into your left elbow crease. If not, just draw it in that direction and push your right knee away from you. So you're trying to just bring that right foot into your left elbow crease if possible. Keep that foot flexed though. Good, release and try the other side. Right foot comes onto the floor. Left shin comes towards you and maybe the left foot comes into the right elbow crease. Press that left knee away from you. Keep pulling that low belly in. Let that left foot come back down to the floor and take Garudasana arms, right elbow on top of left elbow. Wrap your arms, Garudasana arms. Do not let your hands fall onto your face. Lifting the hands up and away from the face, getting those shoulders to feel even more amazing. Good. Now take your hands Somebody in the room remind me, right elbows in front on top of left when we change sides, because I'll forget. Okay, take your hands as if we're going to go into full wheel. So your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor, as if you're going to go into full wheel. And then feel your shoulder blades come deep onto your back. Now just lift your hands up off the floor and keep that sense as if you were pushing into the floor, but push like you're pushing if you have a wall, you can certainly, go up to a wall as if you're pushing the wall behind you. Yeah, nice job. Good. Now straighten those arms as much as you can straighten them. As if you were going to go into a wheel, but you're not. That's it, Veronica. No, you can go straight on those arms. Yeah, but pull the shoulder blades onto your back. Good. And then once again, bring those elbows in, place the elbows down onto the floor so we come into those robot arms, lift up those hips. Gorgeous. Lift up that chin. Good, lower the hips down. So it's left elbow on top of right elbow, Gardasana arms. Keep the rib cage down. Feel that sense of dropping down through the navel, but lifting up through the chest. Good, now drop your hands as if you're going to go into full wheel, hands on the floor. Plug your shoulder blades deep onto your back, but keep your rib cage down. Now just lift your hands up and act as if you're pushing into a wall so that you're really taking the hands, the shoulder blades, and then go straight with those arms as if you're pushing up to full wheel. You're pulling the shoulder blades deep onto your back, navel down, and then bring the elbows back in and plant the elbows down onto the floor and lift your hips up, coming into bridge. And lowering your hips back down and just let your head go side to side for a moment. One ear to the mat and then the other. Good, and now your last back bend here. So if you'd like to come into full wheel, you can do that. If you'd like to come back into bridge and clasp your hands underneath you, you can do that. Beautiful. Nice job, everybody. Gorgeous. And when you feel complete, come on down. Just pause to feel this shimmering, magical moment right now. Bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop wide, and breathe with a soft belly. We also still have some openings for teacher training. If anybody here today is still thinking about jumping into this year's training, it's a small one so far, so I believe it's going to stay quite intimate, and we would still love to have a couple more of you join if you'd like. And I'm always free to speak with you about it too at any time. Make sure your belly is rising and falling with your breath. And then draw your knees back into your chest. Roll a couple times on your spine up and down. And come all the way up to sit. Stretch your legs out in front of you. How many times do you do that a day? Roll up and down on your spine? So here's a couple of things that we're going to do every single day together. 0. Andrew's like 0. So we're going to roll up and down on our spine at least 10 to 12 times every day. We're going to sit and squat every day for a minute. What's the third thing I was just thinking? There's 3 things I'll remember. Bend your right knee and send your right knee out to the side for Janu Shirshasana. Let it drop. Good. You can put a little blanket underneath your seat if you'd like. And then come forward over that extended leg. Enjoy your breath here. Beautiful. Come all the way back up and we'll switch sides. Straightening that right leg. Bending your left knee. Slight twist toward the right as you come forward. Making sure that your foot is pressing in a way that if you were standing, it was balanced. Not pushing further forward with your big toe or your baby toe. Very equal. So beautiful. Slowly walk that back up. Bring both legs out in front of you. Then lean back as you bend your knees and lift your feet off the floor. Boat pose. And then as your knees are bent, begin to bring your chest toward your thighs. So lift up and take your arms forward. Maybe keep the knees bent, maybe straighten the legs. But if you straighten the legs, don't make yourself fall back in doing that. Stay pressing your chest forward. And then grab your big toes and go to a wide V here. And then bring your legs back together and bend your knees, plant your feet down onto the floor, keeping your knees bent. Take your hands behind your back. Have your fingertips pointing toward your butt, feet slightly apart, and lift up into that reverse table. Good, now lower your seat back down and just bend your elbows and sink back for a moment. Just sink back, bend your elbows and let your rib cage, even tuck your chin into your chest. And then start to lift your chest up, go straight on those arms, and now lift your seat back up off the floor. Good, once again, drop your seat down to the floor, bend your elbows, drop your navel in, drop your chin, round in your back. And then lift your chest up, pull your navel in, press your arms to straight, and lift up. And lower all the way back down. Very good. All right, take your inversion now. If you'd like to go into a handstand, headstand form, balance, shoulder stand, legs up the wall. Maybe you want to do a little crow pose, just an arm balance. Maybe you want to go crow pose into Shirshasana 2, headstand. Maybe you want to lay on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together again. Those of you who are in tripod headstand, there's at least 2 of you. Try to bring your knees down to your armpits for a moment. And then maybe try to lift up Allison into crow from there. Good girl. Uh-huh. Beautiful. Then lower your head down, don't crash. Woohoo. Nice job. Oh, I wasn't watching you, Veronica. Did you do it? Sorry. Do it again. Let me see. Do it again. Nice job. Good girl. Beautiful. I remember taking Baron Baptiste's class, gosh, that's 3 million years ago, and going from tripod headstand right into chaturanga. Remember, that was our move for that retreat. Good. Take another breath here or 2, and then prepare your way coming down. And coming to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Beautiful. Nice job, everybody. Make sure you take care of yourself. So if you need to roll your neck. In a comfortable cross-legged seat, once you arrive, just walk your hands forward and take a forward fold just like this, your last forward bend. And again, return to that plan of being held, not being fixed because you're not broken. But being loved eternally for who you are and the work that you're doing in this moment. As you walk yourself back up, change and place the other shin in front. And once again, walk forward, keeping your seat rooted to the floor, but feeling that sense of sit bones widening, pulling apart. And then rise back up. My guess is that the shin that's in front right now is not your favorite way of sitting. So maybe return to your favorite way of sitting so we can sit in meditation just for a moment. Thumb and first finger can come to touch. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to be in the pause between the inhale and the exhale whenever that happens. And then you can even release the thought of the breath and just be with yourself, in yourself, for yourself. Stay here as long as you'd like, or come down to lie on your back for Shavasana. And ever so gently begin to deepen your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and yawn in any way that serves it well. If you're lying on your back, roll to the right side, come on up to sit, or roll straight on your spine and come on up to sit. People in class don't want to get up. I'm just waiting for them. I know you're waiting too. Bring your hands together, your heart center. Inhale for the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Blessings each and every day. The work we do alone and together. Letting your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful, blessed day, everybody.
Thanks, Sheryl.
Thanks,
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.